back to T1E. This is episode 12. As you can see, I'm moving out of my current place, moving into a new place in Hamtramck, Detroit, or Hamtramck within Detroit, I guess. So yeah, I wanted this episode to be called "The Cure for Diabetes." Not necessarily like the pancreas cure. I mean like what can help us in the long run. And for a long time, I was really trying, when I first got diagnosed, I was really trying to hide my diabetes, like make it, like I was very insecure about, how do I say? I was very insecure about like the culture like that I was gonna have to be in, like injecting in public. Like, do I do that? Do I go to the bathroom? How clean is the bathroom? It was just a matter of like, how public do I want to make my diabetes? And for me, you know, how do I say this? For me, my biggest goal out of diabetes is to normalize diabetes. Is to make it something that's not so out of this world or so unknown, or just something more normal. You know, when I say normal, I mean, yes, I inject myself in public, in the middle of restaurants, standing up in parking lots. I mean, I don't care. I don't care where I inject. I don't care who sees me. I don't care how they feel about it. I wasn't asked to deal with this, so I mean, I don't see how it's. I mean, I do understand if someone has a huge problem with needles that I don't even know, that they're gonna have a really strong reaction to that. But I mean, their reaction to needles is not greater than my necessity for insulin. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's and for that reason exactly, the fact that someone could be so scared of needles is the exact reason that diabetes is so not normal. You know, if diabetes had been a part of our upbringing, if it was part of the TV shows we watched, if there was just one character in any TV show that we watched as a kid, where that character would have to say like, hold on guys, I gotta like inject myself really quick, that would have been ingrained in our heads from such an early point that it wouldn't be so abnormal like it is now. It's really about how we look at it and how other people view us. And you know, I know that normalizing, you know, doesn't come so easy. You know, like there is a lot of social anxiety that goes into being diabetic in public. How do you handle yourself in public? That's something I still battle every day, but I still try to make it as normal as I can. Like in the matter of, like, I tell everybody I'm diabetic. I don't waste a second. I find a way to bring it up in conversation. I wear my t-shirts all the time because people always ask me, like, what does that even mean? Like, oh, it's like T1D, you don't, get out of here. No, I make an effort to bring it up in almost every conversation that I have, not because I want to glamorize it or I want to, you know, blah, blah. Part of me feels like I physically need to bring it out and bring it into the conversation, because you know, if I sit there and not talk about it, it's gonna be all that I'm thinking about. You know, I told you guys I got this tattoo, this little diabetic ID for emergencies. Since I got this, I've been looking at it all the time. Every chance I get, I look at T1 diabetic. I read it all the time, and by reading it all the time, it's kind of become not such a crazy thing anymore. Basically, like, this tattoo in a sense has overstimulated my mind to only think about T1D or T1 diabetic over and over and over and over again. It's just, I'm so used to it now. I'm so used to seeing the word, hearing the language. The cure for diabetes is for diabetes to be accepted by the public, to be a normal thing. Yes, our physical cure, you know, like, that we could develop over time would be the artificial pancreas and you know, all these things that could help us out, which, you know, all of us greatly appreciate. You know, like my CGM lifesaver. I can't ask for anything better. Maybe a pump soon, but these things they're gonna make our lives easier, but they're not gonna make us happy. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say, oh, you know, like, my blood sugar is great now, my insulin pump is doing its job, I don't have to worry about that. But it's not gonna make you happier, or it's not gonna bring you closer to anybody. You know, I mentioned in my last vlog, there's a ton of diabetic vlogs. I mean, there's not a ton. There's 5 that I know of, and it's great. I went over this last time, and I said how awesome it was that there's people out there that are, you know, just like me, and maybe even more popular, more views, more content, more episodes. That's not a bad thing. These people are awesome. They're making it about their lives. They're making it a lifestyle. They're making it supportive. It's beautiful. And there's something new that's going to happen on the vlog starting today. Is going to be every time I find out about a new diabetic vlog, I'm going to give them a shout out on here, and I'm going to make sure all you guys give them a visit and check them out too. So today is going to be, I think I watched her this morning, was Madeline Milzark, and check her out. I don't know if she has a YouTube page, maybe she does. Check her out. Very, like, I think she's a little bit younger, but again, very honest, very good content. And it was actually from her video, it was because of her video that I wanted to make this one today. And she was talking a lot about how, you know, she's bothered by a lot of the diabetic comments, or, like, you know, saying, oh, that's a picture of a cookie, saying, you know, hashtag diabetes. And I just wanted to say that, yes, those things are bothersome, and I know that if diabetes does bother you, that they can hurt a lot, like seeing a picture of a cake and saying, you can't have this. Yes, it does hurt, but I mean, that's part of why diabetes is so not normal. It's because, like, food has such a control over us that no one else can really react to. But it's a matter of if you can laugh at those comments, or laugh at those pictures and kind of shrug it off, or take it for what it's worth. I mean, or you could simply just let it bother you. And, you know, diabetes is going to take advantage of you if you let it bother you. The jokes are never going to end. The comments are never going to end. The questions are never going to end. The battle with food is never going to end. But it's really about how you manage that, and how you take it, and how you kind of just take it for what it's worth. If you can laugh at those comments, those people who may be targeting you about your diabetes, or maybe, like, looking for a reason to make fun of your diabetes, will eventually stop. If you can take the jokes for what they're worth, they'll eventually stop. Because in theory, there are 2 kinds of humor. There's the humor that is kind of targeted to one person, aimed to just take cheap shots at one thing that's kind of repeated, like trolling, like internet trolling. And there's another kind of humor which is all in all funny, and it brings people together, much like stand-up comedy. So humor can be a funny thing. It can be a really tricky one, but as long as you can kind of, you know, humor back, that's where the magic is. That's where you have all that control. We can battle for, we can hope for a cure for as long as we live, but in the end, it's going to be about how normal are we going to make our diabetes? How is it going to be something that is universally known or universally accepted? But that's going to start with us. That's going to start with, you know, bolusing in public. Don't make an effort to make it awkward. Just do it. Just if you have a comment about food, or like you think like this is going to be a really heavy meal, say it out loud. Make sure the whole table knows that that meal is gonna like knock you out of the park, and you're gonna end up taking a giant nap or getting really pissed off if you don't follow this right. You know what I'm saying? Just talk about it. People make those comments because they don't understand. They don't understand what a cookie is worth to me. And to their credit, they are trying to communicate with me, or they are trying to communicate with other diabetics, but it's their way of communication. Humor is a way of communication as well, where you can make a joke to try to engage somebody, but that joke may or may not be taken well. So yeah, I just wanted to end the vlog here. Have an awesome week. Take care. Goodbye.